Yeah, last season was wild just from injury standpoint. One of the worst string of injuries I've ever seen in a football season as a whole. Every single week it seemed like another high-level starter was going down. Actually started in the summer. We lost one of our top two-way guys. So, for whatever reason, the injury bug just kept biting us week after week. Nobody cares your circumstances. And that's a good life lesson. We could sit there and talk all day long about, this guy's hurt and that guy's hurt and, say, woe is me, but there still is a game that had to be played and there still is going to be a winner and a loser. And the team that you were playing on the other side didn't care what the circumstances were. They were going to try to beat you, just the same. So, just no matter what is going on or what your circumstances are at the time, you got to find a way to push through, push those aside and win the game regardless. 8-4, second round exit. That historically that's a really good season, but we've just created a standard here to where that's not what we're shooting for. So all of us players, coaches, everybody just had a really bad taste in their mouth. They were ready to get out after the way last season ended. And the first opportunity to do that was spring. So there was just a lot of energy and excitement and guys ready to get back out there and get to work.
I think some big lessons that we learned was that just like the physicality aspect, like we had so much talent last year and some games we just got out physicaled, and I feel like that's a big thing that we've been working on this year so far. Just like through spring, like every practice was a full tackle practice. Like we didn't do what we normally would do. In previous years we've done like a thud or like we're just in shorts, but this spring really it brought up our physicality as a team, and it made it so much more comfortable to play in game just with like in the physical aspect, just being able to go out there and like it's literally just playing like you're practicing. We were able to go out and dominate the physical side of the spring game especially, and just I feel like that helped a lot and improved on last year for sure.
I learned some good lessons from coaches. Learned not to second guess myself, to play loose, to play fluent. Learned the leadership role, obviously from older guys. I've learned to take that into account. Encourage even younger guys to know, like, hey, like even though it's like it might be your first time on the field, like don't be too tense, because if you play tense, you'll mess up.
I mean, last year coming in, I was able to learn most of the plays and kind of have a better understanding of them. But this year, just being able to utilize and then also add on to little things. Me and Coach Jackson, what he likes, he knows what I like now. So we're able to kind of be on the same wavelength on the field, no matter, even if we can't talk. He knows what I'm thinking, and I know what he's thinking. So we can go out there and perform to the best, his play calling and my play.
Malik, he came in here. I believe he's a freshman right now. He'll be a sophomore, but he came in. I was thinking, okay, we have a little depth. He's a younger guy. I'm not expecting too much, but he definitely impressed me this spring for sure.
I would definitely say Malik impressed me a ton. Younger guy, and I went out and threw with Derek like about a week and a half before spring practice. And Malik was there as a wide receiver, and he impressed me off the bat. I thought he was very good. I would definitely talk highly of him. And then when we got to spring ball and he switched to that safety position, nickelback position, I was just like, wow, like this kid can really play, and he's just a great player. And
last year we had a lot more older guys, and I was the underclassman. Now this year I'm the upperclassman. We have a lot of underclassmen, so this year I had to step into more of a leadership role try to kind of build up the underclassmen that might be playing this year and next year.
I'd say two people. Keelan, he's always been an amazing athlete. He plays both sides of the ball. He kind of is just natural in anything he does. I mean, he's able to go out there, step on the field, and play any position. And also Grant. Grant's always a guy that's going to be hardworking, puts his head down and go do whatever he needs to do to help the team be better. He was going through throughout the spring, some injuries, but I mean, he still goes out every day. I don't think he missed a single day and works the hardest out there.
I took everything I learned from last season and correlated it to my spring practice. I took all the film that I watched. I felt very loose, knew what I was doing, what spot to be in, and I felt very comfortable, especially with our offense, which is looking really good.
It's always, funny at first because we make everybody play two positions. So you never really have the first offense or the first defense working together until the spring game. So it's kind of hard to see the overall picture until it's out there in the game. But the kids came out, they competed, they played hard. It was a physical practice. I mean, we full tackle to the ground every single day, which we haven't done that here before since I've been here. And, the kids loved it, they responded well. So just a really, really good energy, a really, really positive energy, but also a worker's mindset, a hard hat mindset. Actually, Derek brought it up to me. Initially, he was going to be, in a different color jersey and one-hand touch, and he brought up wanting to be live, and me, him, and Coach Jackson kind of sat there and talked through the pros and the cons, and ultimately, at the end of the day, just felt like with him losing an entire junior season, that it was best for his overall quarterback development to get some live reps and not wait until August game one.
I mean, if I was going to get back in rhythm, might as well do it in the spring game where it's a little more controlled environment and get to be able to utilize our plays to the fullest.
Before the game, I saw he had the same jersey as everybody else, and I was like, are you live today? And he was like, yeah, quarterbacks are live. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. That's just what you love to see out of a team, just showing no fear.
So yeah, today is payday, and don't let one pass you by, because you do all that work in the weight room, all that work on the field, just for the small amount of times a team shows up and lines up across from you for you to go get paid. And one of those is tonight. Don't waste it.
It felt surreal, really being able to kind of be out there, get in a rhythm, and I mean, on the third play of the game, just being able to kind of break away and show that, I mean, yes, I can throw the ball, but also I have the ability to run with my legs. So I ended up getting around probably the 20, 30-yard line and looking back and realizing there was no one behind me and I was actually going to score. I didn't realize I was kind of that fast, but whenever I got there and knew I was going to score, it was really just a pleasure.
Derek's touchdown, I feel like that just really set the whole tone for the entire game, and just it showed like, hey, we're back. We're gonna do some damage to teams this year, and it was just really it was really nice to see Derek go back out there. First game since Buford game. That was just an amazing play for me, just being able to watch it run down the sideline with him and just go see that happen and be like, yep, we're back. Like that was my biggest thing for sure. I think offense, we had maybe 1 or 2 drives that we didn't score. One of those being when we started with a minute and a half left in the second quarter, given that it was a 2-quarter game for the most part. And I feel like the defense really just held their own, aside from a couple big plays, which is going to happen to anybody. But I really felt confident that we had the pieces were getting put together, and we have all summer to continue to put those together. And I thought the performances from everybody was overall just amazing.
We only had 9 practices to get ready for a game. There's no film on your opponent. Don't really have a clue what they're going to do. All of our guys are playing 2 positions, so theoretically you're getting half the practice time because you're splitting. I asked them to go out and just choose to play hard, choose to play physical, choose to play violently. All of the schematic stuff and the the skills, that can be tweaked and corrected in the summer, which we're doing now. But the way they came out and played hard, played physical, and got after another team was very good to see, and lets me know we're in a very good spot.
I feel like we did good, but we're young, so we're still growing. We definitely could have did better, but just so far, looking at it, like, we have a lot of potential to be a good team this year. We just have to work.
It was kind of a messed up play. Ended up having to roll out, going backwards, finding one of kind of my most trusted guys out there, Ashton Bear. He kind of knows where I'm looking all the time. So ended up dropping back, rolling out to my left and off my back foot, throwing to Bear in the end zone, in the back of the end zone.
I think the performance was good. There are a couple players that are still a little new to the game. I can tell that they're learning, and we have a lot of leaders on our team that are helping them. And I think they're getting the memo real quick since they've also been at Milton for a little while. They know the standard.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Oh, yeah.
Mark Johnson had a really good rushing touchdown, I believe. I don't believe they blew the whistle. He tackled and then he flipped and still stayed on his feet. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, football is a violent sport. You know, I want teams, win, lose, or draw, to feel us. You know, I want teams to walk out of the stadium and say, I never want to see those guys again, you know, because they played the sport of football very violently. They attacked me, they hit me, they came at me hard every single play, and I felt them every single play. And I think that when you look at championship teams, that's how they play. And that's something that I really want to get back to here, of just, you know, I don't want to play Milton ever again. It doesn't feel good.
We still have close to 30 practices before the first scrimmage, close to 40 before game one. So you have triple to quadruple the time to earn whatever you want to earn on this team. So don't read into tonight too much, if you liked it or didn't, because there's still a lot of movement that can happen with a lot of work. All right, but the one thing that I hope you see after tonight is I can see it. We have the pieces. We put in the work. We got paid for putting in the work. And if we can do that every single week, we will play a lot of football. We really will. And I hope y'all believe that after seeing it tonight, because it is there.